Welcome to my most ambitious adventure yet. Recently, one of my friends told me that they are having trouble on their run of Kingdom Hearts 3 in critical mode. And so I decided to hopefully give them some motivation. And TLDR, just to cut this entire thing short, I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 3 on critical mode without gaining any XP. So let's see how that goes. After deciding what we want our playthrough to be like and choosing our adventure, we make our way onto a world that looks like it's straight out of Demon Slayer. Here is where we encounter our first real combat setting. And it may seem like they're nothing, but these guys are no pushovers. If they can manage to get a few hits on you, it's gonna deal a lot of damage, even for the weakest of these Heartless. But they aren't the problem, this guy is. Now, I have played this fight many times, so I have it almost down to a science. But that doesn't mean that there can't still be problems that can occur. Probably one of the easiest fights that you'll encounter in this game. And trust me, it only gets harder from here. After our fight with the gigantic Heartless, we make our way on to the Olympus Coliseum, where friends and them try to figure out what the hell to do next.
No fanfare?
Here we gain a few abilities, turning on the 0 EXP for our run, turning off assist friends, and gaining our critical converter ability to help out with our little adventure. Now, for my main focus with combat is I don't want to stay on the ground. These big boys are no real issue if you can manage to scoop them into the air when their hitboxes become everywhere, not just from behind. Before continuing forward, I make sure I just have my Kingdom Key equipped and remove my Starlight that I got from DLC, so we can just have a pure and honest run. We finally make it to Thieves, where we can actually have our first save point and show everybody that yes, we are still level 1 and we are in critical mode. This next fight can be a bit of a challenge for people that are trying critical mode for the first time, but it can get down pretty easily if you can get Sora into the air and always manage to mix in some water attacks for some extra elemental damage. Not too difficult. Once again, choosing to save so we don't lose any progress and still reinforce the issue that yes, we are level 1 on critical mode. We engage in a few Heartless and save a few lives. Some people just aren't as appreciative as they should be.
Thank you, you're so kind. Keep training and one day you'll be great heroes just like Hercules.
Dumb bitch. There is one part of the run that can always be a bit difficult, especially for this world. And it may not seem like anything, but if you're not careful, it can be a quick and easy death. You'll encounter these guys with bows and arrows, and it's good to not charge them head on, but go from the side so they don't immediately target you all at the same time. Take them out one by one, and you should have a quick and easy victory. We finally get our introduction to Grand Magic as well as form changes, and our fight begins. Now, this fight can be difficult for many reasons. There's a lot of these enemies, and they all have homing attacks that can deal significant damage to you, and even damage over time if it gets a burn effect. You always want to manage to keep your distance and activate your form changes whenever you can. Just remember to be careful.
No way. Take this.
Finally progressing up the mountain, We encounter a few Heartless, but deal with them pretty easily. After progressing up the mountain a little bit, we finally encounter our first boss, the Rock Titan. The first phase of his boss fight, we have to run up a few walls and have to dodge a lot of his falling boulders, but it's not too difficult. The way his fight goes, you have to deal damage to his feet and make sure that you don't get too close whenever he raises it up. Unfortunately, we do die in our first fight with this Rock Titan.
No way.
Now, I'm not really sure what happened with my game, but at one point, our camera kind of gets glitched, and we can't move our camera. We are just stuck at this angle. And I'm not really sure why. It got a little annoying, but eventually we were able to take out its other foot so we can actually fix the camera and move on to his second foot, moving on to his final phase of his fight. We deal with the Rock Titan pretty easily, and we move on to arguably the most hard portion of the entire world.
Is this Olympus?
Gosh, it's amazing.
Oh, whoa! Nope. I can't give up. It can't be.
One strategy I used was to guard them in order to break up a little bit of their formation, managing to get behind them so I can fire off a few magic attacks. To get the Trinity Guard, which is necessary for finishing these guys off, I line myself up correctly, and we deal heavy damage to their forces, picking them off one by one as they're all pretty much one-shot. And with that, one of the more difficult boss fights is ended, and we finally unlock the Shot Lock, our bread and butter for this run. After some fighting, we make our way over to our first mechanical use of the air step, which in layman's terms means we're just gonna fly.
We'll have to climb up, but what'll we use for footholds?
Afterwards, we make our ways to the final boss of this area, the Titans. For this fight, I always start off with targeting the Lava Titan first, as I find his attacks a little bit more telegraphed than the Ice Titan. After a few attempts, we managed to secure the kill on the Lava Titan and move our way on to the Ice Titan, which was a little bit more tricky. I don't know if it's just because I don't like his design, but I just don't like fighting him. Or maybe I just have flashbacks to whenever I fought him in Kingdom Hearts 1. That fight was annoying.
Just one Titan left.
Here we move on to the final part of their boss fight, the tornado that is also sort of a titan that I still don't remember the name too, but it's got eyes and it's kind of cool, I guess. For his fight, he'll loop around and start spewing buildings at you, but you can just block them and return them right back to him. After dealing enough damage to him, he'll scoop you up into the sky. We move on to his second phase, which is flying around and trying to hit him in his stupid face.
Take this!
Now here is where the fight got a little bit nerve-wracking because he managed to get a hit on me, which got me really low, and I was scared that I was going to have to do all of this all over again, but I'm sick at this game. Our health is at 1 HP, but in the play of the century, we managed to secure the ending fight in the most anime way possible without even swinging our sword. And with that, Olympus is completed. Hercules manages to free Zeus, who helps aid in our fight against the Titans, pretty much scaring all of them and making them run away as the little bitch babies they are. Hercules goes for the tornado, making sure to scoop all of them up, which I don't know how he's able to grab air, but this is a game, so I'm not going to go into that. He scoops all of them up and then just kind of yeets them into the sky, and they blow up in space. Pretty morbid ending for them, I'd say.
We did it!
We end the world with Hades getting punched in the face by Hercules, and all is said and good.
That one's for trying to wreck Thieves.
With the Titans defeated and Hercules back together with Meg, Sora learns that he needs to find his own path
Sora,
and find
we
his
never
old
got back to
strength
your
again.
question. Can I
And
help?
we end off Olympus
It's okay. I
on
think
the
I'm meant to
highest
figure it
of
out for
high
myself.
notes. And we make
I'll
our
find my
way
strength the way
to the
you
next
found
world.
yours. Something to fight for, with all my heart. I guess you did have the answer.
Well, you've got heart, Sora. Just keep at it, and I know you'll be stronger than ever.
Yeah, I might even end up stronger than you are.
There he goes again.